بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam and in humanity, today I heard something that really saddened me. I never thought in my life that I would hear a British Prime Minister threaten the British public with jail time for protesting. I've never been one of those people who believes in conspiracy theories. So the people who perpetuate the stereotype of the Jews running everything and politicians being beholden to the Jews. I've never paid much attention to that. But it's unfortunate. It seems evident that in spite of us thinking that the state of Israel, or the Zionist entity that calls itself the State of Israel, is nothing more than a tool in the hands of the superpower America and its allies, such as Britain and France, in order to maintain a state of unrest in a region that is rich with resources. That's always been my take on things. However, with the way the West has reacted towards the situation in Gaza, I'm starting to change my mind, quite frankly. It seems that they can get away with everything and anything. You see the Israeli defense minister, you see various Israeli officials openly saying that they are going to break international law, openly saying that they're going to commit genocide, and nobody holds them to account. The only answer we are getting from all the politicians is Israel has a right to defend itself. Now let's examine that right to defend itself. Defend itself from what? There's no external force that is attacking Israel. Israel is the occupier, which means Israel is already on an aggressive offensive stance. So who is it defending itself from? This is the first time in history where a claim that an occupier defends itself from the occupied. It's a ridiculous state of affairs. And these shameful politicians are not only shameful, they're shameless. When you say the occupier has a right to defend itself from the occupied, what's wrong with you people? Now, politicians, I understand. All right, fair enough. There are vested interests. There's money changing hands. There's weapons deals. There's loads of things that go with dealing with murky Middle East politics. What about the people who are believing this nonsense? What's wrong with you people? So for 4 days, Israel is saying, we're going to bomb this hospital. They phone the hospital and say, we're going to bomb you. And then when they bomb, they release a statement saying that we have bombed and killed terrorists. And then when they find out that actually international appetite for it is not that much, they backtrack and come up with this silly story about those little pipe rockets killing 1,000 people, one pipe rocket. Because that's what Hamas's rockets are. They're homemade things made out of pipes. And no matter how much footage of the rocket actually hitting the place, nobody has actually said, all right, fair enough, Israel did it. Israel announced that they did it, and then they backtracked. But it seems that they are allowed again and again and again to lie. And they are allowed by the politicians and the media. Western media has now lost all credibility because of the amount of lies they parrot. They came up with this beheading children thing to dehumanize the people of Gaza. I'm not interested in Hamas. How many Hamas members are there in Gaza? The vast majority of the people of Gaza are just civilians, but they're a special type of civilians. They are civilians who have lived in a concentration camp for 16 years. So they have imprisoned people for the past 16 years. And why did they imprison people for the past 16 years? Because of an experiment that they did that turned out wrong. You have Israeli officials admitting that they created Hamas to reduce the influence of the PLO, and then it backfired because Hamas got elected. So everybody knows who Hamas is. We're not interested in Hamas. But these ridiculous stories to dehumanize, they're not only just blatant lies, they are ridiculous. Because from one side, you're saying that these are fundamental extremist Muslims. So your fundamentalist extremist Muslim who won't even shake the hand of a woman goes out on a martyrdom mission thinking that he's going to meet his maker, suddenly decides to go on a raping rampage. What's wrong with you people? If you want to lie, at least lie with plausible lies. Because the lies that you are lying now, you're just making sensible people dislike the not so sensible people. Because people actually believe this nonsense. You want to commit genocide by displacing a whole population? Do it. You're shameless enough. What you're doing now is you're causing trouble and problems for people who don't even have a horse in the race. A little boy, 6-year-old in Chicago, gets murdered by a Zionist murderer because of this nonsense. And to add insult to injury, not a single media outlet mentioned that the guy is a Jewish Zionist. If the tables were turned, he would be a Muslim for sure. It's an unfortunate thing that the thin veneer of respectability has disappeared so quickly because of Israel. So it makes you genuinely wonder whether those stereotypes that we avoid so much, we try so much to not believe and not buy into the stereotypes, it makes you wonder if the stereotypes are correct. Because no matter what the Israelis do, neither America or Britain or France will say, no, this is wrong. They just parrot, well, Israel has the right to protect itself. The occupier has a right to protect itself from the occupied. Not only shameful, shameless. And what is our role? The Arab nations have done absolutely nothing. The Muslim nations have done absolutely nothing. And now, even the people who are in Europe, who are supposed to be in the democratic places, are getting told that you're going to get sent to prison if you demonstrate. So much for democracy. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.